Another Kyushu Basho 2025 video is here. In the last episode, we covered the first 6 days, but what happened next? Does Onosato keep smashing everyone? How dangerous does Aonishiki look now? Will Onosato's dominance survive? Or will a huge upset explode in days 7 to 11? On the SumoSpirit channel, we are about to relive all the key moments from days 7 to 11 of the Kyushu Basho 2025. Take your seat, feel the energy of the dohyo, and let's begin. Day 7 started with Fujinokawa against Tobizaru. Pure chaos at the Takiai. Tobizaru went full flying monkey mode, spinning into his trademark throw, arms and legs everywhere. But Fujinokawa stayed ice cold, slipped his right hand inside at the perfect moment, and blasted him straight over the straw with a wrecking ball. Oshi Taoshi. Beautiful read, brutal finish. Aonishiki vs Takayasu. An absolute heavyweight thriller. Thunderous tsupari, ugly face slaps, feints that would fool anyone who is not elite. Takayasu finally clamped a deep right overarm grip and charged in for the kill, but Aonishiki made him stumble just enough, slid in his own left hand inside grip, and powered the former Ozeki out with a savage yorikiri. The young wolf is not just winning, he is sending messages. Tamawashi vs Hoshoryu. Two veterans of war trading artillery. They slapped, pulled, twisted, and circled until both looked completely drained in the center of the ring. Tamawashi gambled everything on one last full-body charge, but Hoshoryu coolly caught the arm, locked in, and marched the veteran straight out with a merciless yorikiri. Cold, clinical, ruthless. Ura vs Onosato. Could anyone make the Yokozuna even flinch? Ura, in full pink chaos form, dove low for Onosato's leg and whiffed by inches, then latched onto the mawashi instead. Onosato sank his weight, secured the back belt, and twisted with total control. There was plenty of clay behind him for Ura to eat, and he went down hard with a thunderous uwa tehineri. The mountain still stands tall. Day 8 started with Aonishiki vs Oho. Predator mode activated. Aonishiki shut down every trick, refused every pull, and walked Oho back step by step like a slow-motion execution. On the bales, Oho spun in desperation, but the wolf turned with him, left foot glued to the dohyo. The moment Oho's balance broke, Aonishiki snatched the right leg and dropped him with an ice-cold watashikomi. How high can this beast really climb? Onosato vs Tamawashi. Tamawashi exploded out of the blocks, firing brutal tsupari and a nasty nodowa straight into the throat. Onosato staggered, feet starting to wander. The Yokozuna looked human for a split second. Then he detonated. One sharp red, one perfectly timed step, and he slapped the veteran down with a crushing hatakikomi for win number 8. What on earth can stop this force? Ura vs Hoshoryu. Hoshoryu crashed hard off the takiai, then yanked Ura forward into a stumble. Sensing weakness, he chased him toward the edge to finish from behind, but Ura fought on the tawara like a trapped animal. No escape this time. Hoshoryu grabbed the leg and sent him flying off the dohyo with a vicious ashi to ri. Brutal, efficient, no mercy. Hiradumi charged out, dreaming of a huge scalp, driving Kotozakura right to the edge. At the tawara, Kotozakura woke up, slid to the right, lifted Hiradumi's left side high, and cranked his head downward with picture-perfect Sukuinage. A sharp flash of the old Ozeki brilliance that reminded everyone exactly who he is. Day 9 began with Atamifuji vs Daieisho. Pure power from the first touch. Atamifuji blasted out like a freight train and bulldozed Daieisho straight back to the bales. The Tsupari King tried one last desperate sidestep at the ropes, but it was already too late. Atamifuji steamrolled through him with a crushing Oshi Dashi. Who seriously wants to stand in front of this man right now? Aonishiki versus Hiradumi. By the second half of the bout, Hiradumi was literally hopping on one leg, somehow still staying alive. It did not matter. Aonishiki locked a solid left-hand grip, buried Hiradumi's face into his chest, and drove him down and out with a brutal Yori Taoshi. The wolf is no longer hunting at the bottom. He is circling the top of the mountain. Hoshoryu versus Yoshinofuji, a trickster's masterpiece. Hoshoryu swiveled to the right, jolted Yoshinofuji's left shoulder, then slipped behind him like a ghost, trying to cut off every escape route. Legs stretched wide on the Tawara, both men on the brink. In a heartbeat, Hoshoryu flipped the script and hurled him down with a savage Okuri Nage. Genius, madness, or both? Onosato versus Oshoma. Do not blink for this one. One push, two pushes, that was all. Onosato detonated straight into Oshoma's chest, rocketed him backward to the bales, and then launched him into the front row with effortless Oshidashi. The Yokozuna train looked totally unstoppable, or so everyone thought. On day 10, we had Kirishima versus Takayasu. Takayasu cocked back a wild right-hand bomb and swung for the fences, but hit nothing but air. Kirishima slipped past it, shoved forward, spun, and Takayasu's legs just vanished. He dropped straight to his knees in a split second. Tsuki Haiza. Instant collapse, instant win. Nobody in the arena quite knew what they had just seen. Aonishiki versus Tamawashi. Tamawashi tried an early spin at the Takiai, hunting for chaos, but Aonishiki read it immediately and shut it down. The young star ducked low, drove a brutal right hand up under the chin, and marched the veteran straight back with relentless Yorikiri. The engine is still red hot, and he refuses to ease off the gas. The surprise of the day came with Onosato versus Yoshinofuji. Do you remember when in the last video we talked about Yoshinofuji? He made history. Onosato went for a pull and slap, trying to finish it fast, but turned too early and backed up in a straight line like a rookie. Yoshinofuji smelled pure panic, charged in like lightning and shoved the giant Yokozuna clean out with a textbook Oshidashi. Kinboshi on the board, history made in a handful of seconds. Day 10 ended with Oshoma versus Hoshoryu. Hoshoryu started with a firm left hand inside, then threaded the right for perfect morozashi. From there, it was basically checkmate. One sharp twist to the right, and Oshoma went spinning to the clay with a beautiful shitate nage. The Ozeki is back in full predator mode, and everyone can feel it. Day 11 started with Ura versus Takayasu. Takayasu went for a pull, and Ura drove straight into him, smashing him toward the backside of the dohyo. Then came the twist of fate. Ura grabbed Takayasu's leg in a sharp watashi komi to secure the victory. What sudden turn can shift a whole battle? Sometimes, one precise tug changes everything. It's the turn of Oho versus Hoshoryu. At first, Oho tried to pivot and yank Hoshoryu toward his right. But Hoshoryu, unshaken and with fire in his stance, refused to give an inch, using his right hand inside to hurl Oho backward with a massive Yori Taoshi. Was this sheer technique or pure instinct? Either way, it felt like a move carved in thunder. Now the other Yokozuna against Takanosho. Takanosho charged the Yokozuna with a right-hand nodawa, and for a moment it seemed Onosato's right foot slipped as he advanced. Takanosho stepped back too cautiously, and Onosato seized the moment, diving forward into a decisive Tsuki Otoshi. How thin is the line between slipping and striking? Sometimes destiny hangs on a single footfall. Second loss for the Yokozuna, 9-2, just like Hoshoryu and Aonishiki. The bout of the day was Aonishiki versus Yoshinofuji. The surprise versus the Ukrainian. Yoshinofuji punished Aonishiki with powerful thrusts, driving him back and sending him crashing to the ground. His right leg still struggles under his own weight, yet that didn't stop him. He pushed on and claimed his kachikoshi with a relentless tsukidashi. What warrior fights through pain like that? The kind whose spirit refuses to bend. After day 11 of the Kyushu Basho 2025, we end with a dramatic picture at the top of the leaderboard. Aonishiki, Onosato, and Hoshoryu are locked in a fierce triple tie, each of them showing a different style, a different strength, and the same burning desire to lift the Emperor's Cup. The story of this tournament has changed completely between days 7 and 11. We have seen momentum swings, upsets, and powerful statements from the new generation and the established stars. Every bout now feels like it could decide everything, and Kyushu seems to be building toward a tense and unforgettable final act. So, who will keep their cool when it matters most? Who will crack under pressure? And who will rise above the rest to become the hero of Kyushu 2025? Tell us your prediction in the comments. If you enjoyed this recap, remember to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the SumoSpirit channel for more coverage of every basho. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.